My name is Rushikesh Patil. I work with Dr. Mark Lopez, and my research project is a case study of no correlation between THEMIS B and ACE data. So first of all, we'll look at what is solar wind. It is basically a stream of charged particles consisting of particles such as electrons, protons, and alpha particles that have the potential to highly impact our day-to-day lives, including our electric grid, our solar, our satellites, and even our biological lives. This stream is emitted from the outer layer of sun called as corona, and Earth's magnetic field shields us from these highly energetic particles carried by the solar wind. So these aspects of the solar wind makes it essential for us to understand the different properties of the solar wind, and hence we collect the data of the solar wind using satellites such as ACE, WIND, and THEMIS. For this project, I have collected the data from ACE and THEMIS satellites, and in this project, we are going to understand if these data sets are correlated with each other or not for the particular event that we found. So the two data sets that we get should be correlated if the satellites are aligned with each other. So to find that alignment, we check if the THEMIS B satellite is close to the Earth sunline. So if the satellites are aligned with each other in the direction of the solar wind flow, then since the satellites are at different position from the Earth, there should also be a time lag between the correlated data sets. So we estimate that time lag as well in future. So we found one such event on 5th March 2011 from 8 to 10, where the THEMIS B satellite is very close to the Earth sunline, which makes it highly aligned with the ACE satellite. As we can see here, the red dot is THEMIS B satellite, and it is very close to the Earth sunline, which is this dotted line that connects Earth and Sun, the center of Earth and Sun, and the THEMIS B is very close. Similarly, the position of ACE also shows that this orange dot here, it is very close to the Earth sunline, which makes that these two satellites are aligned with each other, and thus we can hypothesize that the data sets that we obtain from these two satellites must be correlated and time lagged. So to find the estimate time lag and then compare the three properties of solar wind such as Bx, By, and Bc, we first estimate the time lag. So to find that, we find the distance of ACE spacecraft from Earth and the distance of THEMIS B spacecraft from Earth. We subtract those distance from each other and divide it by the velocity of the solar wind that we obtain from CETA, which gives us our time lag, which in this case is 39 minutes. So then we compare the Bx, By, and Bc data of the solar wind. So a comparison of Bx data, the real-time Bx data without the time lag, shows us that the data sets are not actually correlated. So then we identify the correlation coefficient of ACE and THEMIS data with respect to the lag time, and it also shows us that so if the correlation coefficient is 1, we see that the two data sets are highly correlated for that particular lag time. But as we can see here, the correlation coefficient is actually in minus, in negative, which means that the data sets are not correlated with respect to the time lag. But since we have estimated that the time lag should be 39 minutes, we shift the ACE data by 39 minutes in time in future, and then we check if the data sets are comparable with each other or not. And it proves us that the data sets are not comparable with each other, as we can see in these two graphs. We do the similar comparison for By data. We find the correlation coefficient, which is again not close to 1, which means that there is no correlation between these two data sets for this particular event. And then we shift the ACE data by 39 minutes, and it also gives us that there is no correlation between THEMIS B and ACE data for this particular event. So we conclude that for this particular event, there is no correlation between the data of THEMIS B and ACE. Now, this result is very surprising since, as we predicted, both these satellites are aligned, which usually gives us a good correlation of THEMIS of the solar wind data. So, which also says that what is observed may not be the accurate solar wind data, and this result is very important because solar wind data is usually monitored by ACE, so it makes it critical for that data to be accurate.